Okay.
man. Yeah. Show you how to be the man. Show you how to be the man. How to be the boss. How to come through with 7 coats to the gloss. Show you how to be the man. Yeah. Show you how to be the man. Show you how to be the man. How to be the boss. How to buy the car. How to buy the house. Show you how to be the man. Yeah.
I'll drop it into. What are we dropping this? General?
The bro. Yeah, go ahead and do that, bro. Announcements. And then set everyone. We're live.
Oh, I can't do announcements. I can do general though.
Oh.
Since I left Swisher House, break them off. Talk Texas, dry slabs, Rick. Wake up every day, the bad bitches and bricks. Boss life, better get your money
Baby
right.
getting restless.
Rap pouring foes in the Sprite. With your bitch, burning vows at the light. Pow wow, cow say it's going down tonight. H-time, Northside thugger. I can show you boys how to hustle.
Show you how to be the man, how to be the boss, how to come through with 7 coats to the gloss. Show you how to be the man. Show you how to be the man.
All right, we live. Live and direct. It's your boy Boof, your boy King. Now we do.
What's going on, everyone? We're just talking about the end of the season. You know what I'm saying? Like, just it was. I mean, it was a rough season for us, me and you. But we still got to talk about the rest of the league.
You have never lied, bro. You have never lied. I was like, damn, am I even playing this game or what am I doing? But yeah, you're right. We got to talk about the league as a whole. People have been putting in that work and going hard, so we got to talk about it. Let's see what we got. We got Maurice in that mug.
Shout out to T. That's T.
Jags in this mug.
Dougie
Fresh. What's up, y'all? What's going down? We're just kicking it, so we're about to get this thing started. We're gonna just go over some things that Boof went to go to. So take it away, Boof.
Yeah, man. So first off, while we wait for other people to get in here, how was your season, man? I'm looking at it right now, 7-9.
You know what? My season started off rocky and it ended rocky, but I mean, there was some nuggets in the middle that made me feel like, oh, I'm actually playing. Some of those games were just tough, like just ended up on some bad notes, weird plays, weird drops, like stuff that it wasn't necessarily lost by like a pick six or a fumble return, like lost just because Knox didn't catch the ball to get the first down. Or a couple of them I lost because I was being ultra sim by like going, punting at like 4th and 3 at like the 49-yard line. So I was just being super sim, like, let the defense take care of it. And then long drive, it just ate up all the clock, couldn't get the ball back, couldn't score. All they needed was a field goal. That's all she wrote. That was like 3 of my games. So I could imagine what my season would have been like if I was just a little more stingy with the rock, a little more stingy.
Yeah, man,
with my aggressiveness.
I completely agree, man, and it's just one of those things where, if you're too aggressive, it could bite you in the ass, right? So, that's where I got hurt a lot, man. I was just too aggressive, and Mark, the Ravens user, is always telling me, he's like, dude, you're running the ball really well, and you stop and you just go into like hero ball mode, where you just want to pass and pass and pass and pass. But it's just like certain situations. I will say that there was 2 or 3 games where it was like I was in it, and then one of those fumbles on like a kick return or or at the start of the drive, a fumble happens and then it just gives the other team momentum. So they get we have all seen the back-to-back turnover touchdowns, and that's happened quite a few times. I was in it with T, um, and then I was in it with Liam. And that Liam game, I missed the game-winning field goal from 5 yards because I overcompensated for the wind.
Ah,
Yeah, that one was a tough one for me, dude. And I just could not believe I did that from 5 yards out. And there was multiple games where it was like that as well, like just being in it. And then second half, third, fourth quarter comes around, and I'm just completely out of it. But
no, what team is
hopefully,
T?
T is the Giants. So our Giants user made playoffs. Shout out to him.
Yep.
Doing really well for himself here. Uh, he had a little hissy fit midway through the season. Had to set him right, send him some Taylor Swift lyrics and stuff like that. He came back.
Hey, nothing can be not fixed with some Taylor Swift. You know what I'm saying? And I knew who that was, but I completely forgot about that game. That game was the game that made me learn something about this season in Madden specifically. Not this season in real life and this season in Madden, but we were tied, like at the very end of the game, and same thing. Like I was kind of aggressive, kind of sim, ultra sim, like pussyfooting around, not really taking every single chance that I could. Didn't want to make a stupid mistake. And then I made the dumbest mistake of all time. It's in first overtime. We both scored. Now I'm in goal line situation, like in the five, like underneath the five. It's 4th and 2. I literally text in chat. I was like, "Can I go for it? Like right here. Like, am I being a dick if I go for it?" And literally, he was like, "It's within the rules." And I was like, "Bet." I go for it, and I didn't get it. So now I'm thinking like, bet he's got to drive the whole field. Good luck. Dude had like 8 seconds left in the first quarter. I completely forgot that those overtime rules don't count in the regular season. So when he threw that ball, like he's in his end zone and he threw the ball and it got intercepted, I literally was like, yes, finna score easy, field goal, end of story. Fucking clock ran out. And it said that's the end of regulation. And they literally said it in the game. The Brandon Garden, whoever that fucker is, he said it in game. He said end of regulation. The new rules don't count towards regular season games. This game ends in a tie. And I was like, bro, are you fucking kidding me? So I learned what that was. I know that they changed a couple of the overtime things. But that was me finding that out the hard way. And it was a good game. Like I said, I wasn't aggressive. I feel like he wasn't really aggressive, but like he has a team that you gotta work with. He was doing some damage with his tight end that game, I believe. But yeah, I literally was like, man, what a way to like fucking go out. And then I think we're the only game to have a tie in this season. I believe so.
Look,
Let's take a look.
yeah, I don't see any other ties other than those two. So yeah, congrats, guys. You guys are the only ones that have a tie.
Only ones with a tie. Let's fucking go.
So I mean, it's just one of those things, Madden, right? You just start learning different stuff, and so this is gonna go into what we're gonna talk about, the state of the league. Everyone's got to learn these rules, man. Like situational rules. The fourth down rule was a big one this season, and we've had a whole season to get on that. Like we changed it at the beginning of the last season, and people are still forgetting it. It's like, okay, what do we do here?
Right.
But that's a point of emphasis. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all are gonna people. We get kind of annoyed as admins when people are always constantly asking the same questions, and it gets more annoying when it's the same person asking if they can go for it, rather than it be like switching from user to user. Like, oh hey, can I go for it in this situation? It's like, well, when we put it in the rule book, it's supposed to be uh straight up like, okay, if you're before the 50-49 and back towards your own end zone, uh what is it, 4th and 3, or no,
Yeah.
4th and 1 or shorter, 4th and 3, 4th and 1 and shorter, you can go for it. That's it. That's
Yep.
like, there's no, oh well, I was on the 4th and 9 in the second quarter. Nah, man, you can't go for it. You got to kick it. So people need to learn that and use that to their advantage, or just in case somebody does break that rule.
Right.
If we get a new guy in and he doesn't know, it's like, hey man, we just don't allow that. Some guys
I
might throw a
think
fit about it.
that like I said, it was a real learning lesson because like I started off this season throwing like no picks, and then out of I think it was that game I just saw it turnover wise. I had 4 turnovers. He had 3, so I didn't look to see if it was. Let me see if it was. I think it was 2 picks to 2 picks. Oh no, it was 3 picks. We both had 3 picks each. We both had a fumble. So literally, that was a learning lesson for me because I was like, bet. And at the same time, I only rushed the ball with like James Cook like for like 53 yards. So I was like, all right, I gotta switch my whole gameplay because I can't throw this many picks with a tight ass game with no running game and not win. So when I started
Yes.
winning, I think I'm ranked 2 with rushing yards average per game, which for me that was shocking because I started off so fucking crappy. Like I could not run the ball. So
Yeah.
over time, a little bit of the conservative play mixed with picking and choosing when I want to allot myself. I mean, I'm running the Bills, so everybody knows that's pass heavy. I'm throwing hella interceptions, so everybody knows I'm throwing the ball. So how am I going to offset that? And I started running the ball, and then it got my average right. I started scoring. Those games were a little bit more, a little tighter. Not so blowout. I don't think I had a single blowout unless except against. I think I played the Chiefs and got blued out because I was frustrated. That
Yeah.
makes frustrating to play for sure.
Yeah, Chiefs is very frustrating to play
Yeah,
against.
yeah,
But
59 to
shout out to you,
14.
man, because you were second behind the Titans, and he has King Henry. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to King Henry. He was my MVP pick. Um,
Nice.
I'm not all for the QBs winning. I think it should be spread around like a little bit more. But yeah, I mean 3,000 yards or 3,500 yards, 2,100 yards rushing. That's not bad. You let up a lot of points from what I saw
Too many.
in the thing. Yeah, so 480 to your 411. Um, and you're still 7-9, right? So just think about it. Like, had I won the close games, because I think a lot of my games were by a touchdown. If
Yeah.
not, I was in it until the fourth quarter, and then it just got trashed completely. But stuff like that, man, it's something to think about going into next season. I
Yeah.
mean, for you,
And I ate it.
running the
I
ball
ate
more.
shit versus a Patriots user. Never. I really don't know who he is or where he came from or whatever. Because even just looking in the chats, like he just was not really in sync with shit. Like it just could never really get a hold of who he was. But when I played him, I literally was like, "Yo, who the fuck is this?" Like every single play, like he was frustrated too. Every single play was something, and he's running the Patriots. So I was like I said, humbled on that game too. I was like, okay, bet this is
Yeah,
not going the way I want.
you were expecting Nathan,
Yeah, I was
and you
expecting
got
Nathan, and I got mopped because we didn't play our first game for whatever reason. I think he was traveling or something. But yeah, I got mopped, thinking that I could just again play conservatively, not really like go for everything that I wanted to go for, and then every single time drop pass. He wasn't really playing defense because he didn't really have to. So
yeah.
then when I played my next game versus the Raiders user, homie said in chat, he said, "Boy, you playing like you got some aggression." I was like, "Dog, that's Madden. I got no aggression, but definitely the boys came out to play against him because it was like the roles were completely reversed. Now every single every single play that I was doing, catching balls, dropping, like I was dropping points for no reason. And I was just like, I'm sorry, dude. I don't know why they're going off. They were not doing this any game this season.
It's one of those things Madden does to you, man, and it'll frustrate the shit out of you. And I had to combine a white controller with a purple controller. Um, you know, I did one slam this season, and not proud of it, but I did slam a controller.
Nice.
Um,
Our favorite
but
troll
going
is in
in,
the chat. Boof, he says, Boof, what's the surprise dev up word for the night?
Who's that? Is that DJ?
Of course, it's
Of
DJ.
course, of course.
Roll him. It's our boy DJ.
Billy, Pat is good. I beat him though.
Of course. You beat everybody, dog. In my opinion.
Yeah, we might have to. I might have to troll him to get him out of the league next season. Piss him off enough for him to quit.
What
I'm just
about you?
kidding.
What was that? What was like one of your like highs and lows of the season for you?
Like I said, man, it was just being overly aggressive. Um, when I had my running game going for me, I could control the clock. Some of my best games were just running with Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
Um, he's a beast, and I even had like Cordell Patterson because he gets like, not to sound cheese, but he gets like certain animations when he's running where he'll break tackles and stuff like that.
Right.
But it was just one of those things, man, just throwing too many picks. Like threw 29 interceptions, got two more in the sim, so that's 31 total. I think I had another two or three sims where it added. So I want to say I was upper 20s with my interceptions. I'm gonna be honest about it. Um, and it was just one of those things where I just couldn't. I think I was focusing too much on trying to get Stroud developed.
Yeah.
And that's not. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just what's 20 TDs to 10 interceptions for a rookie.
Yeah.
Should have focused on Kenneth Walker, get him developed a little bit more, help out the offensive line, because I think if the running back does pretty well, they'll get that boost at the end of the season. So yeah, that was one of the ones. Just being too aggressive. I think defensively, I was fine. As far as Madden goes, I wasn't getting the turnovers that I got last season, but I think everyone else kind of. I think the sliders plus Madden fixing their pass coverage kind of benefited others. Um, but we'll see what happens going forward. I think next season will be a definitely bounce back season for me. Um, but moving forward, the state of the league, we're in a good position. We're missing one team.
Okay.
We had fallen in. He wasn't taking the league serious, so it was like, okay, man, you got to go. Uh, Shit, I think he was on pace for like the passing record in the last game. He was just passing, and it was just like, all right, man, you're not taking this. I know it's you don't want to take it serious, but at the same time, man, don't like try to make a joke out of the league.
Right.
But the rules, guys, freshen up on the rules. We're gonna do a revamp of the rule book. Just to go into that real quick, suspensions and fines will have their own rules with the stat limits. Those will be in the suspension or right above it. It'll be its own document. Google Doc. We'll have the guidelines for that. The team management will have its own rule book, and we'll put that in the team management category, and guys can go through it and look at it. We're gonna try to sort it out inside the rule book by channel, so it'll be like release request you and what you're going to use that for. Maybe that'll help guys understand the rulebook a little bit better, and then like gameplay would just be the general rulebook that we use moving forward, and then we'll try to clean that up as well, because there's a lot. Everyone's like, oh well, it wasn't in the rulebook, but we had an announcement last season or the season before. So I just want to get that stuff cleaned up. But other than that, guys, I think it was another successful season, and I'm really happy with the way you guys played your games this season. There's a few guys. So on the warning list, it's Jump, the Patriots user, and Chicago Bears. You guys are on the watch list. So I'm going to wag my finger at you guys that we might be looking to move forward from. Nothing's certain yet, but just because their availability, their communication in the chat, everyone gets on TikTok. It's not that hard to check Discord, to check your messages, check the league or anything to see what's going on. Everyone's checking their phone for text messages. I get it. It's Madden League. It's not that important to you, but Madden leagues are a way for certain people to get away from, what's going on in the real world. So, that's how we use this league. It's just, uh, you know,
I agree.
I'm there for everyone.
I agree.
So
We kind of take it like it's not really a bit, like you said, it's not a business. We're not running a business operation here, but we are running an organization. And my big thing, anybody that knows me, is just like when everybody put hands on deck, at least sometimes shit just moves better. So if that's just
yeah,
a small little thing that we could all do, whether it is checking streams or checking chats daily, if not daily, like we're not trying to come down on anybody. At least every other day, because that's when advances are.
yeah, and I get it, man. When I started, bro, BFGO, I was a little bit younger, so I didn't really care who I had in here. But as I've gotten a little bit older, let's see, when I started, I was 27, 28. 2 or 3 years later, I'm trying to make this league look, man. There's guys out there that work, working man, you know what I'm saying? Or you got college and, you're struggling in school, but, you know, maybe you're not that social and you just come in a Discord chat, you just kick it with us, man. Like, so I don't want to rush you guys. Um, but I get it. Everyone has a life.
Yeah, for sure.
So, um,
And we thank y'all who are in this with us. And shout out to the admins. Admins put in a lot of work earlier in the season and throughout. Just want to shout out these guys: Jake, King Mark, Liam, Stacy, Swayze, T, Tyler. Like y'all put in a lot of work, especially with stats and checking on attributes for all the players, doing a bunch of things on the back end that like just takes a lot of tedious time. So shout out to you homies, man. That's not me. That's y'all. I'm only admin
yeah.
on like the cool stuff. I'm like the Disneyland dad. So
Yeah, man, but you deserve it, man, because it's like, um, I don't know how to do this, so it's like you're contributing in a way. Not saying that's your only use, but you know what
hey,
I'm saying. Like, you came on, you took time, you were trying to get a project up for work, and you took time out of your night, your evening to, you know, get this going for the league. So, but there's a reason why we have that many admins. It's not that you know
it's not to
we had to
be,
kind of reshuffle
right,
it.
exactly. It's not to be weird. It's literally to like keep things moving, and it
Yeah, and
shows.
I
It
don't
really
treat.
does show.
Yeah, good. The admins will know. Like, I don't want the admin chat being used as like a second general chat. You know what I'm saying? It's not there to be like, oh, we're these. Oh, we got admin, so we can talk about certain things in here that we can't talk about in general.
Right.
Nah, that's not it. The admin chats for, hey, what do we do about the league? How do we move it forward? Um, Checks and balances stuff.
Boot him. Just get him out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. DJ, what it do, bro? Is my escape. Hell yeah, brother.
You know
Will
you be stressed,
Bryce?
bro.
Yeah, I know. Man, I talked to him the other day. Man, he sounds cute. He sounds sweet.
Yeah. Sweet
Um,
James. Sweet James Jones.
KD, shout out to Big K. He said, "Been a while since I got fined. Proud of myself." Oh yeah,
There
man,
you go, K
you're
man.
most
Give you
improved.
a hype up K in the chat, man. What's up?
Wah, wah,
That's
wah,
dope.
wah.
I fucks with that.
Yeah, man. So, um, yeah, like I said, he's like our new Swiper. Swiper was always getting fined last Madden. This year, he's Swiper's a model citizen.
There we go.
And
Yeah,
bro,
stand up guy. Gotcha. You must have found a nice girl at one of them church meetings and got your life
yes, sir.
together. I love that. I love that for you.
Swiper says we bro need a union. Nah, we ain't doing no unions and bro.
Union work.
Come on. We ain't doing that, bro. um, but yeah, so stuff like that. But like I said, the state of the league's in a good position. I will say this: the draft class is not going to be as modified as last season's, where it was a little bit more scaled. This one's going to be more on par with uh, a Madden draft class. So, guys, if you want to let guys walk, there's going to be a lot of players in the draft that are going to be up there. A lot of 70s, I should say. Um, I took a look at it not for the sake of seeing who's in it, but for the sake of seeing how spread out the overalls were, and I didn't realize that we missed a lot of players. So you're gonna find some gems in the fourth round, the third round, especially the second round, maybe in the sixth or seventh round. You might find that a starter, and might quicken. But I will say this: I'm gonna start working on next season's draft class, and this is gonna be one of the better draft classes. That next one is gonna have to be a little bit lower.
Okay.
Uh, we're all gonna struggle on that one. Maybe like the whole, the top 64 projected or something like that are gonna be pretty decent, but the rest are gonna be shit. So I'll put that out there. Um, I want to be more active. I kind of slipped, fell off a little bit with the bro downs and stuff this season. It was kind of weird. It was a weird season, media wise, but I want to get back into it. Just told Dougie P he could be in charge of the Tower of Power. That's something you do weekly if you really want to. So that's really up to him. He could do it every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it may be. But if anybody else wants to get involved with power rankings, the only thing I ask is that you stay with it and do not stop. Don't try to like, oh yeah, well, I want to do this and stop halfway through. I hate that stuff. We're gonna try to get Todd's bets going again.
Nice.
Um, but I think what we're gonna do is pre-pick all the game of the week, so that might drag a little bit with our preseason. But I know it's going to take a while, guys. We do have the benefits for some of the off-season perks with the rookies, the camp standout, whatever it is. So just be patient, guys, so we can make this a little bit better. But that's the state of the league. If we get any questions in the chat, let me check. Gotta love Dougie. I think I invested in this draft. Um, any generational talent? There's a lot of generational talent in this draft class. So, like I said, guys, if there's some old players that you wanna drop in free agency, this would be the year to do it. Um, a lot of replaceable players or players to replace your old guys. Um, but other than that, let's talk about playoffs. Did you
Yeah.
do one of the Did you do one of the things yet?
Honestly, I have not. I saw. I got a quick little glance at it, and what I do have to say is that a couple of the guys that are in there are teams that I have not seen any game tape on. I haven't seen any of the streams. So I think it's for me going to be more like watching like the actual football season because it's going to be pretty entertaining. I think
Oh
last
yeah,
season I watched some like between shout out to Bug. He's not. I don't think he's in here, but with Bug, it had me a lot. It had me very invested in the league visually because we were streaming like games of the week and we were talking a lot more about like the games throughout. So when we got to the end of the season, I was a little more prepared as far as like having an opinion or having or see at least having like some mental notes of like what went down visually in the season other than
mm-hmm.
seeing recaps and reading everybody's reviews, which shout out to you guys, they're still great. I love seeing everybody's game reviews. But this season I kind of that mixed with work mixed with not having Bug, I kind of didn't have the visual presence of seeing a lot of the games. So when I saw ATL doing some damage in numbers and taking that top spot, I was like, okay, yeah, this is going to be a good offseason. A little different than what we've seen, I would say. Have a couple of key players still, of course, but there are a lot of nooks and crannies that are filled right now.
Yeah, man, and that's the good part about it, right? Hopefully we can get back into some game of the weeks. Hopefully work eases up on you. I know T's dabbled a little bit with the OBS. So maybe I can get on with him. He said he's having problems with his Wi-Fi right now. So hopefully he gets praying somebody gets that figured out, or I got to learn it.
And this is a
I said
general
that last
message.
season.
If anybody wants to learn this stuff, basically anything that I do, I'm down to teach. Is what I do for work. So like I have a streaming platform at work, and all I do is run streams, teach people how to run streams, and back and forth. So if anybody wants to learn this, this style is pretty simple when you know what to look for, how to do it. And you have a computer and low key a nice internet connection, you can knock this stuff out. And it's definitely a skill that's going to be utilized. This is a little nugget right here the way the world is going right now, it's definitely a skill that if you like, or if you're up on, it's going to benefit you in your personal life and business too. That's just my plug on that. So maybe we'll have to set aside a little bro bro you session,
Yeah,
bro edu
roasting.
session for
Yeah,
a little tutorial on like what it, like the because everybody got talents, but like if you don't feel appreciated or feel like you have a place to utilize it, you don't know what to do. And I'm a talent manager type of person, so maybe we'll have to do that soon.
yeah, and I'll touch back on it, man. Like the graphics, right? Like doing the graphics, man, I need to get back into that because it was pretty fun. Just taking a picture, adding some color to it, whatever it may be, and then you see the finished product, and it's like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? You can put that
Mm-hmm.
in your team reports, whatever it may be. Um, I didn't like, and I'm gonna say it again. I said it last season. I'll say it again. Um, I didn't know how to do it until I actually did it. And you know what I'm saying? I used to think like it was so hard. I mean, there's levels to it, right? But doing the simple graphics, putting like Seattle Seahawks with Sidney Jones underneath, signed for 4 more years,
Yeah.
like that was cake,
Oh, super cake. Yeah,
So
it was
yeah,
dope.
it's not as hard as it looks sometimes, and I think that's definitely something we can get going, bro. Edu. Um, but yeah, guys, and it's not a pyramid scheme, guys. It's not going to ask out for $100 and tell you that you're going to make $1,000 in a week. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
it's something that you can use, in real life, and it's somebody that's willing to give a piece of their time to you. So I think that's hell yeah, man. Blessed on that, man. We stay blessed out here. Um,
Let's go back to that
but yeah,
playoff bracket we were just talking about. It's the empty one.
yeah. So I'm looking at mine right now. If we're gonna start off in the AFC. Titans and Jags, divisional opponents. Um, I gotta go with Mub on that one, just because of what he's doing with. I actually have him going all the way up to the Super Bowl. I'll
Okay.
say that.
Nice.
Uh, so Mub with the Titans gonna beat um, Dougie P with the Jaguars. Sorry, buddy, you're just not there yet. I gotta be honest about it. Then we got Al versus DK. That's your boy
Both of them,
Al.
man. Both of my boys. That's
Oh, you like DK?
a classic. He's my West Coast homie. That's a classic little matchup. Really, it's kind of hard to not see either of them in the playoffs, especially since they're not in the same division to knock each
Mm-hmm.
other out. But nah, that could go either way in my opinion.
We might have to. That might actually be the game of the week then, man. Because I feel like they might be around the same skill wise,
Yeah.
and that both defenses are pretty solid. DK shoots himself in the foot sometimes. Um, so yeah, but I got DK winning that one, so I got the 6 seed winning that one,
Okay.
upsetting the Broncos. We got Pats, and then KC in the next one. I'm pretty much going with Pats on that one, just because of familiarity.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
like I said, the way he smacked me in the regular season, I was like, oh my god, who's this dude? Not giving any like any spoilers, but dude just was like launching off plays that I had. It's not even about the play; it was just the selection at the time. I was like, what the fuck? All right, bet.
being smart with those play calling, man, is just it's I like it. I
No, I
like it
like
when
it too.
somebody
It's definitely gonna,
um
the more that he gets involved, if he does get involved, it's gonna, a lot of people will learn and adjust to that type of play style, I believe.
yeah, and but I was gonna say I like when somebody could beat you with not running the same old routes. Like that's not a knock on anybody, but like if they can get you like on a zig and they take that zig, or zig or zag, 80 yards. I think I did that with Dwayne Eskridge. It might have been like a curl route or something like that on the inside,
Yeah.
and Eskridge just took it to the freaking end zone, man. And I was just like, holy crap, I didn't know I could do that, but I ended up doing it. If we go to the NFC side, so we got Vikings, Lions, Giants, Cowboys, and a bunch of divisional games. Um, I'll take Vikings because I think Tyler wants to get back to it, like get back to the to not choke again. Um, so moving on to the Giants and Cowboys, I got the Giants winning that one.
Yeah, I got T Brennan that too.
He's a very smart player. If he can get a QB, I think he'd. I know he's got Danny Dimes, but I think if he can get a QB, I think it'll take him
And
to
it
that
seems
next
like with
level.
Madden, it's so hard to dev up somebody like him, somebody like Mac Jones in the current state. Like it seems like it's easier to dev up a rookie than it is to dev up someone like Mac Jones or a Sam Darnold or a Phillip Rivers, you know, back in his day or whatever. Like those C to low B grade quarterbacks that have like random good games, even in real
Mm-hmm.
life. It just seems so difficult to level. And I guess like or Tannehill, it's like I guess you just don't level them up. They just kind of just stay
Where
consistent at
they're
that
at.
level, like
Yeah.
where they're at. But he's like I said, he's done some great things with them. Running with the quarterback has been very difficult this Madden. Um,
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
there's only a few guys that have actually done it. Of course, Mark with Lamar Jackson and Tyler Huntley.
oh totally,
Um,
yeah,
but yeah, it's a little bit. They didn't make it so broken. I think it's a little bit
a little
more
more refined,
balanced.
yeah, a little more
Yeah,
balanced,
yeah,
yeah,
that's the word, sir. Um, like the pass rush at the beginning of the season. Remember how like you could only hold the ball for like maybe 3 seconds,
yeah,
not even 3 seconds. It was like 2 seconds, and then like the defense was in your face. It might have been shorter than that, but like people were so used to the previous Maddens, of the pass blocking just being so OP that they
yeah.
weren't. Yeah, like it was just a shock. Like
Too
you weren't
right, too
used to
late
it.
to adjust to it for sure.
Yeah.
And then all it
So
takes is that frustrating ass fumble,
yeah,
you know, from not
exactly.
even a blitz, just like a regular ass pass rush that just piss you off so hard. So yeah, you're right. And
But
then
moving on.
yeah, wrapping up that last one, Rams versus Commanders.
I got Todd taking that one.
You got Todd taking.
Uh,
I got Commanders on that one just because I've only seen like two of his games, and I
I
like
played
his play style
Commanders.
too.
He's a frustrating player.
Yeah,
But Todd Slant Boy, I think he'll get him with Cooper Cup. A lot
type
of
up in the
lot of
chat for
firepower right there.
Slant Boy Todd.
Shout out to Slant Boy. And then we'll just continue with the NFC. Falcons versus it will be Falcons versus Rams.
Rams, yeah.
I got to go with the Falcons on that one.
He's just playing OP this season right now.
Yeah, well, it's not that. I think just Todd's gonna get in his own head.
Okay.
Um, Todd does that a lot, or you know what I'm saying. So Swayze will capitalize on that, on those mistakes. Where you know, I'm hoping he proves me wrong because I hate seeing, you know, a 16-1. It was almost a 17-0 team. I hate seeing that. I want to see some losing. What's winning it without a little struggle? You gotta lose a couple games, get humbled, and then find yourself, and then carry on.
Right.
But yeah, for sure, I got the Falcons in that one. Hoping for an upset on that. Then I got the Vikings versus Giants, where I'm gonna take the Vikings. I think this one is gonna be where um, the team plus the skill is just a little bit overmatched.
Right.
Where the team puts the the team puts the user over the top. Um, so yeah, I definitely got Tyler over T on that one. Um, moving over to the AFC. Oh, who do you got for the
So
divisional?
yeah, I'm with you with Falcons taking that one. That one's just it's not necessarily that it's easy. It's just something that something that is like just bound to happen. I guess you could say. Like, uh, I think seeing Todd frustrated makes for an entertaining game, but at the same time, I had like I said, I had not seen much of the Falcons play this season, so definitely gonna be tight. Right below that, though, I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with the upset. I'm gonna see what T can do against this Vikings team. Uh,
Okay.
I'll put T up there. Like I said, I've played against him and I've seen him throughout most of the season, and definitely somebody to not sleep on. So I'm gonna put him for the upset. If I fill out my
Yeah,
bracket, I'm fill out my bracket. That's the one that I'm gonna put my money on.
if he can utilize those crossers like he did against me, or not the crossers, but the corner routes, then yeah, like he'll definitely taking it, man. He loves those corner routes.
Yeah.
I think more than
Me
Swayze.
shouting all last season, corner out.
Yeah,
He was
yeah, yeah.
dropping it
Corner
too.
routes.
Like them things was going in easy.
But if we going back to it, to the AFC.
So yeah, AFC you had Jump going versus Ravens. Pats and
No. I
Ravens.
got no. That's not Joe. That's not Joe. I
DK.
got Chiefs. No,
Oh, he's
yeah, DK
Chiefs.
versus Ravens. Yeah,
You did DK versus Ravens.
yeah. So Mark is like big bro to a lot of users. Um.
I.
So yeah. So I gotta take Mark in that one. Um. If anybody figures out how to stop his run game, just tell me.
Yeah,
There's times when
just
Mark,
DM me.
if Mark,
Shoot me a
yeah,
message.
he's a good one. So I think and Mark's defense is pretty solid.
Right. Truly.
Going to the Chiefs and the Titans. Yeah, like I said, I got to go with Titans. I picked them to go into the Super Bowl. So once again, I think King Henry's just going to carry him all the way through, showing why he should be the MVP over Bryce Young.
Nice.
Um, Now, if the Chiefs can force the Titans to pass, make it a passing game, I think he'll upset. But I just don't see him up going away from the running game. What do you think?
I mean, yeah. If he doesn't have to leave that, he doesn't have to leave that style. He can bait in. I haven't seen his play action game, so I don't know where his scheme comes in that. But definitely, King Henry could definitely put him on his back and coast. Not even coast, just like ugly, ugly jog right into the end zone multiple times. It's gonna be a good game. I would say that he gets there. It'd be a good game in the conference finals versus Ravens.
Yeah, so going to the conference championship for the would be the Ravens and versus the Titans.
Yep.
I think Mub finally gets over that hump and goes to the Super Bowl. Um, Mark is getting old, man. That's it. Just got to indulge him a little bit. He's getting old. His fingers aren't working like they used to.
That's why I
Getting a little
play
bit
so
slower to
hard right
press those
now.
buttons.
My wife be on me. Why you play so much? I'm like, bro, I got limited time, dog. Before these young cats just pull up on me, like, what's up, school? I'm gonna beat your ass. Like, yeah, you're right. You are right. You will beat me and beat me up probably. I can't hang anymore, so that's why I go so hard right now. But yeah, I can't call that game. I'm just gonna put that out there. But I think it'll be a good one, for sure. Uh, yeah, that one. My game versus Mub was rough, and we had to restart because, like at the very beginning, it just like the weirdest things that I've seen in this season, in this Madden, in this franchise, happened to me in like the first 3 minutes, and it's just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like what's up? Like nobody's, and it wasn't a lag or anything. It was just like just dumb. So we talked in chat, and he said I would restart. He says we could restart if you want, and I literally said, dog, if it were you, like to me, I would do the same thing. I would offer a restart. So we restarted, and then the game was like kosher for like a long time until I couldn't keep the pace that I was going. So I've seen him firsthand. Uh, he'll make, if he gets to the Super Bowl, which you had predicted, he'll be a force to be reckoned with for sure.
And shout out Mub one time, man. Sportsmanship of the Walter Payton Man of the Year.
Let's go.
Being nice to everyone. You can't say a lot of people would do that with
No,
the
not at all.
game.
Yeah.
They want that win. They want that Madden win. You know what I'm saying? But like, not to knock anybody out. I mean, I probably would too, but
He earned it. He earned for sure against me, like I said, because I had the first hand experience. He earned that game. That was not like it. And he laughed because he was like, "Damn, if I lose though," and I was like, "I don't know. I'm a play. I'm gonna play hard, but the fact that he literally earned it and meticulously grinded down the field, made minimal. I think we both made minimal mistakes, but
yeah,
still grinded all the way through a win.
yeah. If you had Swayze though, man, like Swayze probably, I don't want to restart. I'm gonna take my win. Stat pad my rookie QB. That's what Swayze would have done.
We'll get to him in a second.
Yeah, that guy. Going back to the NFC side. Yeah. And I think this is the one where Tyler finally goes to the Super Bowl. And that's not a slight at Swayze. Swayze's a great user. I think Tyler can lock it down and play smart and beat him. Baker Mayfield showing out for him a little bit. He's got Justin Jefferson, the leading wide receiver in the league. I think the yards but touchdown wise, I should say, he's up there. So I think Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. I think he has one more guy that he's been using. Dalvin Cook. Is Grady Jarrett still hurt? I don't know if Grady Jarrett's still hurt. I don't want to waste too much time on this, but
But while you find that, I'm still coasting with my number 3 pick. I think T will go to the ship. It's putting a lot of pressure on him if he's still watching. But again, like I said, first hand basis, I enjoy his gameplay, and I don't know a lot about the NFC players. I haven't seen a whole lot of tape over there, so I definitely would be down to see it. Billy said Lions upset. Let's go.
He's got Lions.
Mayor.
He's got the Lions. Yeah.
Let's go. I love that.
If we go through,
frustrating to play against too.
Yeah.
I don't think I played him this season, but when I have played him, it's like, dog, go away.
Yeah, he loves them streaks. Streaks. You got Jameson Williams, the streak machine. If we go through it, I think majority of everyone has Atlanta in the Super Bowl. Should have looked at this a little bit better before we started, but everyone has Swayze losing in the Super Bowl. Majority of everyone.
Interesting.
Except for DJ. DJ's picking the Saints to win this. Oh, no, wait.
Saints in 5. Let's go.
Yeah. So, with that being said, man, that's the playoffs. That's not the playoffs. That's we still got the NFC, the NFL, the freaking Super Bowl. Like I said, I got Mub winning it. I think he'll beat Tyler. With, like I said, King Henry's the answer. Don't stray away from that. If y'all stop him, manage to stop him, then you stop him, and you're gonna force him to make mistakes. But playoff, he's got Kareem Hunt too. We didn't even talk about Kareem Hunt.
Dang,
I
think that's crazy.
I think he uses Kareem Hunt more on the passing game.
And I remember that he got off on like a play, and I did one of them like, who the fuck was? I like lean towards the screen like, who the fuck was that? I couldn't navigate my menu in time before like seeing that like, oh shit, it's Kareem Hunt. Like it the pieces came together, and then I think he scored right after that too. He put him in good scoring position. So yeah, can't even sleep on his secondary backfield. That's true.
And that's the key, man. Like if your second running back is doing a good, pretty good job, and you're mixing them up when you're struggling with your main back.
Let me pull out of this real quick. I think, and that's what happened. That's what I did last season too. I let go of Devin Singletary
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was even asked like, what's my, what's my, my reasoning for that, and I literally said that I think I have a good runway with opening up the field with James Cook and having what's that little idiot with the braids name? Moss, Zach Moss is like my, like my 1-2 punch. And like I said, it worked out for me. Like it randomly worked out for me. I don't know how it did, but Zach Moss was getting yards like later in the season. Yeah, he got picked up by the Packers. Good for them. I mean, we didn't really have a Packers user this season, so RIP to them. But yeah, when I let go of Devin Singletary, I was like, was this an idiot move to make, or like a little bit outside of my wheelhouse of like, preparing to build my team up? And I think that was a great decision on my part because this season got all the kinks out, worked out some
Yeah.
things, started to see. Like I didn't get him major yardage, but I think he's over 1,000, so that's good for me. And they both split yards like almost evenly, carries and yards. One because he had to
Yeah.
get sat down for
Yeah.
stat padding, and then another one he was hurt. Oh, he was hurt in like the last 3 games. Um, so
Yeah. Going. Speaking of that, like I said in the announcement, suspensions will be held until preseason. Uh, Preseason games don't count towards suspension. They'll be added for the. We're just going to announce them for the preseason, and then we're going to add some fines in there too. Every player that's in the thing is going to have a $2 million fine, which will be added to a rookie. Um, so just keep that in mind, Tay. I know you don't like that, but it is what it is. Don't don't do them things. Um,
T said
so
I'd ruin 99% of my brackets if I won. Only
who
person to
said
pick you
that?
was Rapid.
Who's that? It's the only person to pick
Oh,
me
P
is
bottom.
Rapid. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
That's Dougie, right?
Shit. Yeah, yeah, the SSP bottom. Yeah, that's Dougie.
Dougie
So
Fresh. What up, Jeez?
what do we got? What do we got? With that being like, what else did I say we were gonna go over? I think it was just like a bunch of blah 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 chat. I'm sorry, guys. This is very unprofessional of me.
I know, right, Boof? Get it together before you get canned.
Awards.
That's it, really.
Yeah,
We went over the state of the league. It's in a good place, pretty healthy. A lot of user engagement, a lot of growth. Went over just the playoffs. We got mad chat love going on. Everybody's invested. Last but not least, we have the awards.
so what's the first one on there? That's the NFC Player of the Year.
We'll start off with NFC Rookie of the Year, actually. So we're gonna
Okay.
go rookie,
Uh,
rookie, player, player. So we'll go. What up, G's? That's right. Starting off with the NFC Offensive Rookie of the Year, Bryce Young, the Falcons. Like I said, we was gonna get to him no matter what. Homie put up yards. Let's bring up them stats. I had it ready to go, but then I exited out. What do you think, Boof?
um, you let the Falcons 16-1. Lots of stat padding. We got some running backs on that list: Bijan Robinson, Harrison Bowie.
Shout out to that. Shout out
Uh,
to Harrison Bay Bowie entering the draft class as a top seed. He was highly sought after in an amazing job that our admins did in the draft. But the in real life Harrison Bay Bowie picked him up for the Eagles, and yeah, he didn't disappoint. He had a slow start if I remember correctly, but over the course, kind of same with me. Over the course of time, he started chipping away at the yardage.
yeah, I wish Madden would show like their stats.
Like on that
Like,
screen, yeah,
yeah, that
that
needs
would
work.
that would be nice to see. I have it pulled up in the second one for the ones that we're talking about. I'm looking at Bryce Young right now. Bryce Young hauled in 5,000 yards. Not an easy feat, but the bigger of that damage that is done is that he had 70% completion with literally only 14 picks. That's averaging out to a game. Not even,
Yeah.
not even to a game. Under to a game. So
Yeah.
that's pretty damn impressive. No matter who the quarterback in, let alone a rookie, a small rookie at that. He's young. He's smaller than Desmond Ritter. So he basically was getting again. I'm going off of stats. I had not seen him play. He must be getting the ball off fast and in the correct manner for it to not be picked off and for him to not take sacks.
Corner routes and streaks, man. Um, can't really stop him.
Yep. So
Um,
shout out to that.
yeah. Shout out to Bryce Young. Congratulations. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Is that the next one?
That's the next one. We got Ali Gay.
DJ, more like Ali Gay.
You feel me? Congrats, DJ. I know that personally, I know that he sees the game as an uphill battle, but I think that when he just has fun with it, it kind of shows. And defensively, that's hard to see. You usually see fun on offense, but let's pull up these stats for Gay. Gay had he had 50 tackles. I mean, again, not an easy feat for anybody, let alone a rookie. So he had 25 solo, 24 assists with 7.5 sacks. Hey, them some good numbers.
Was he an edge player? He's an edge player?
He's an edge player, yeah. So a
Oh,
starting
yeah.
edge.
Shout out to.
Let's see, was he starting? If he wasn't starting,
I think he had to because
He had to start, yes.
lost. Yeah, he lost Davenport. But shit, regardless, man. I mean, that's a good boost for him. His defense. If he plays a little bit smart, we got some work to do on that team though, because he was over there talking about wanting to re-sign Jameis Winston. That ain't the move, Chief. So, offensive player of the year.
boom.
Right?
Not
Is the next one?
surprised. Yeah, that's the next one. Offensive
Justin
player of the year,
Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson. What can be said about young Gritty himself?
So Justin Jefferson was one of the top wide receivers, though he didn't. Oh man, he was up there in yards. He had 1,500 yards. He was 50 yards behind Cooper Kupp. He had 19 TDs, 78 receptions. So yeah, that's him. I mean DK Metcalf shortly behind him, but he didn't have the volume of touchdowns. Um, beat him on the average per catch because DK is just a open field guy where
Yeah,
if you press him and he gets past you, it might be over for you.
it's a wrap. Yeah,
But
but you
I
gotta
did start putting
respect him.
DK in the slot.
Yeah, you gotta respect him in that mid game too. So stops and in routes are good for DK. He gets open real nice.
But if we look at who else is on here, Tony Pollard, 1,200 yards and 8 TDs. Did he do stuff? I don't know if he did anything in the receiving game. Not to get too much into it. And then of course Bryce Young is up there for offensive player of the year. Dalvin Cook is there. Cooper Kupp is there. DK is at the bottom for top 10. But yeah, man, he might be the answer to Tyler's problems in the playoffs. If you can shut him down, then maybe force Tyler to go the run game. Maybe throw him off a little bit, but it's gonna be hard to see that. It's gonna be hard seeing that. Next, we got defensive player of the year.
Yep, defensive player of the year goes no other than to Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons pulled in a hella tackles, 69 tackles, with almost 30 tackles for loss. So like I noticed with the animations with Madden, like sometimes those tackles are almost sacks or they're almost fumbles. There's something. There's a hair of error that could be the difference between a fumble for six. Something is kind of game changing. So those tackle for loss are huge. He outshines the rest of his team with 29 of those tackles for loss. But then you mix that in, like I said, with those sacks. He had 18.5 sacks. So literally balling. And he also hauled in 2 picks.
It's yeah, and this is a preview of what he's doing IRL, kind of just being a monster right above Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald still got it though. He's getting old, but still up there. Oh, we got a. Oh no, never mind. I thought that was a rookie. Um, but yeah, so if we switch over to the AFC side,
Speaking of rookies, rookie of the year offensively goes to A.T. Perry.
this one's a funny one. A quick little story about this. Um, King Mark was talking about, me and King Mark talk about uh trades sometimes. Like, hey, should I do this? I didn't do my team. I was like, you'd be kind of unstoppable with them. So he was thinking about signing or trading for Keenan Allen. Try to get the most out of him, and then he drafted A.T. Perry and freaking monster, man.
Definitely,
Um,
A.T. Perry led his receiving core with 1,300 passing yards, receiving yards. I'm sorry, and 14 touchdowns. Again, them stats per game, killing it.
um, honorable mentions up there: Jameer Gibbs with the Chiefs. He moved on from Clyde Edwards Hilaire, Zach Evans there, Josh Downs, Will Levy. Shout out to him. Shout out to Swipa not throwing over the pick so he doesn't lose that superstar dev on Will Levy's. Um, but yeah, so congrats to A.T. Perry. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to the Bengals. Noah Sewell.
Hadn't seen much tape on him, but what do you think?
I know Anti struggled this season, so that's a plus, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't got to. I mean, there's some good with the negatives. 8-9 for the Bengals. Was expecting more out of Anti this season, but it's a. Like I said, I don't know enough about Anti. I know he missed a couple of games for Sims and
Yeah,
stuff like that. So
and one for the year he had 104 tackles, and I always say for you know for defensive players that have a lot of tackles, that means that they're on defense a lot. So that might mean that they're behind a lot as well. So definitely something to keep a lookout for. Like as far as dev goes, somebody can build dev that way. It could swing them for the next season. So obviously, Bengals don't have a horrible team. We'll see what he does with them in the coming months.
yes, sir. And that leads us to the Offensive Player of the Year for the AFC, who is
None
none
other than
other than King Henry.
Big D hand.
13 yards short of 2,000 yards, 14 TDs, two fumbles. What else is there to say? 303 carries. He's definitely that bell cow back. Um, Joe Mixon's up there, of course. A lot of running backs. It's funny they'll have a lot of running backs in the Offensive Player of the Year. We won't see any QBs, um, but yeah. So shout out to Derrick Henry. Um, let's see, Joe Mixon, Nick Chubb. It's a TDs, man. You got him with the TDs. Nick Chubb, man. Nick Chubb had a good season too. 18 TDs. Dalvin Cook had. Oh, this is AFC. Mixon had 20 touchdowns. So, um, good season, boys. And that's gonna bring us to the Defensive Player of the Year.
Yep, good season for the homies. Willie Gay pulled in that one.
Willie Gay. Looking for his stats real quick. You got him. He's right up here at the top.
At the
He had
tippy.
4 interceptions, 10 deflections, 4 sacks, 86 tackles for loss, two forced fumbles, and a touchdown. I mean that's pretty good for a linebacker, an off-ball linebacker. Uh, it's almost like is that a safety thing in the box or
Yeah,
or what? Um, but yeah, so I mean that's hopefully it gets stepped up.
Yeah,
Hopefully you got to
definitely.
dev
I
up.
mean, he locked down some teams this season, so definitely a good dev up for him will be in the making.
But not only, I mean, he's got two players up there. So one and two is Justin Reed and then Willie Gay, then Justin Reed. Man, that's pretty solid. Steelers got three players in there: Levi Wallace, Terrell Edmonds, and Cannon Dancer. But good job, boys, on that one. That's gonna lead us to the MVP or the
We'll do Coach of the Year first because you know our good old coveted MVP award is presented by Fleshlight. Starting off with Coach of the Year is none other than Falcons. Falcons pulled out some dubs, man. Like I guess like I'm an old Falcons fan. Like Jamal Dirty Bird, you know, Falcons fan. So, and I run Falcons in another league. So to see them like with any type of a winning record, let alone like Super Bowl favorites, is pretty fucking exciting. Uh, but Arthur Smith, Coach of the Year, not surprised there. If he wasn't gonna be him, I mean, I don't know what data Madden pulls in for it,
yeah, it
and it's not a
definitely
vote.
doesn't.
You know, it's
Yeah,
not really a vote. That would be nice. That would be some really cool uh, engagement. You know, we should just run Madden because
yeah.
they don't care about us over here in
Eh,
franchise. And there are a lot of
but
things that they can do to make it really engaging in game, where we wouldn't have to like leave menus to see certain things. We'd be able to see message boards and talk and like have things. But yes, not taking that away that
um,
he's Coach of the Year here though.
so talking to the owner of Neon Sports earlier, he's gonna be adding the MVP for us to vote on MVP,
Oh,
Coach of
cool.
the Year, Offensive Player of the Year. So it would be a total Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, all that stuff.
And it'll show
Um,
up in neon though,
yeah, it'll
which is
be
even cool
a
because it
separate
still
thing.
pulls right. It still pulls in APIs for like pictures and stuff like that, so it'll still be cool to see.
Yeah, so that would be a lot better. And we the people can vote on it. Maybe strip the dev of the actual MVP in the league, and then like give it to whoever we vote for. Um,
Nice, that's
for
cool.
Coach of the Year, yeah, Billy said it right. Um, I think this one should go to the Ravens. We had talked about it earlier. He won. He won like 6 games without Lamar Jackson when he got hurt. I haven't seen a QB get hurt, but apparently Lamar Jackson got hurt for 6 weeks, and I think or 6 or 8 weeks, something like that, and he
Something like
pulled
that,
out
yeah.
quite a few dubs to get him to 14-3. Now that's Coach of the Year material. If it wasn't him, definitely I'd go Brian Dabble. Still a rebuilding team. Um, no, no legit QB, but he's up there
Yep.
with his user. So if it wasn't, once we get to that voting stuff, I think we'll get it going a lot better. Um, but other than that, man, let's get to the MVP, the award we're all waiting for.
Brr, brr, brr. Bryce Young,
Bryce Young,
also
the stat pad rookie of the year.
Bryce
Um,
Young also being our um, offensive rookie of the
MVP,
year.
MVP, and rookie of the year in the same season.
Play,
Um,
play my Moneybag Yo song for me, fam.
but
Yeah, pulled up some numbers, you know, and I think we've spoken a lot about like just like the team in general, but if we can just go down this list of the MVP people, you know, Hen definitely chimed out some yards. Mahomes always hard to play no matter who he is. Jalen Hurts, that actually was a surprise that he was even mentioning here. Not obviously no slight on Bay the user, but I think his prowess doesn't show in game as easy. So
mhm.
it's actually a nod towards his play style. If he's like getting yardage, he's getting down the field, probably just not getting the dubs that he wants. So that's just a nod towards the play style. Matty Statty with them slants. Aaron Rodgers, same thing. Again, I don't know what information they're pulling in, but whatever.
Well, I think even with the Sims and whatnot, he still had a pretty decent season. The INTs, anytime a QB has over like 40 touchdowns or whatever, they're gonna be considered
Okay.
for the MVP. Rick, I think once they get to like 30, it'll take him out of it. But yeah, so Joe Burrow's up there.
Yeah, Joe Burrow's up in there. The point that I wanted to get to from going down his list is that Tony Pollard squeaked in at the end of that thing too. So, to have a rookie and an explosive running back, there that's a good point, Maurice. He said Hurts had 7 fumbles.
What the hell? Yeah, I didn't watch any of his film this season, so I don't know. Damn, but he did have 5,000 yards, 39 TDs to 19 interceptions, which isn't bad, man. Um,
Yeah,
for
definitely not
Madden,
bad. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I didn't. Again, it would be just nice to see it all in one place.
yes.
In one place.
I'm looking at Neon right now. So
Oh, okay, yeah,
um,
Neon. You have it pulled up. Neon looks is definitely a better look.
with that being said, guys, that's it for the awards, man. Shout out to Bryce Young. May his ACLs not get torn within in the playoffs or in the next season.
Keep him healthy, man.
Yeah, keep him healthy. Might want to bench him that first playoff game. Keep him ready for the Super Bowl or something for the championship. Um, eh, Before we go, is there any questions from the? Um, Let me see. It'll be quicker for me to do this. Questions at every. We'll see. Let me see if we get any questions, any serious questions or whatever. But so the draft will probably be normal this season. We're gonna try it out. I don't think we need to do what we did last season, put in all that work. Do we pay for Neon? Uh, Neon's $30. So if people want to pitch in for that at the beginning of the year, that'll be, all the help. It's all one league. Love draft reactions. I don't know draft reactions.
Live draft reactions.
Oh, doing the live draft. Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, we set up a live draft.
Doing. I think that'll be. Yeah. I
We
think that'll
piss
be
test
moved.
Young already on it, brother.
Yes, sir. Piss test.
Gotta check out that cannon, see if it's legit.
Oh, what's
going on with the
with
draft? Now you mentioned that it's gonna be normal this season. You mentioned something earlier in the beginning of the stream talking about the draft class. You might want to go over that again one more time.
Yeah. So one more thing. I think he's seen it, but one more thing with the draft class is that it's not as scaled as it was before. Um, as it was last season. Yeah, there was still some good players in this previous draft, but this one's going to be a little bit overboard, and that's not on anybody else but myself. I didn't go through it well enough. But with it, since we're going to run with it the way it is next season, it's going to be a not so good draft. It's going to be okay, but it's not going to be like we're talking about anything past the third round might be shit. Right. So yeah, there's a stream delay. Oh yeah,
it happens. Yeah. Streaming's crazy. I hate this shit, but I love it at the same time.
Yeah,
puts food on my family table. With saying that, if there aren't any more questions, there is food down there for you, boy.
Yeah, man, and once again, thank you, King D, for the work that you put in this season again. Hopefully we can get some more game of the weeks going next season. Hopefully work slows up on you a little bit, so I can get you back a little bit more.
Come back home to Boof.
Yes, yeah, man.
With the holidays coming up, I definitely will have some more free time. So we'll see what happens, and like I think as organized as I am, like it could be something that could be like organized like weeks out. And that could help out as well. Like if I know,
okay,
obviously it's still depending on the users that have to communicate when and where they can play. But as far as graphics goes and doing all the stuff that I had help with before, that makes it look cool, and and a couple things, and all I had to do was just like jump on. Definitely, we can get that going.
Hey, so that's just an opportunity for somebody to step up, man. Let's make this league a little bit better. But with that
Hey,
being said, guys, I appreciate everyone who tuned in. Thank you. Let us know how we did and how we can improve next time. If you want to step up in the league, power rankings, graphics, whatever, we got that graphics page.
appreciate
Just
y'all.
let us know. And once again, thank you guys for listening.